Hi guys, so this is Reddy. She is a Chilean Rose-hair. I have a little bit of a bonus video for you. She is, as I've already said, a Chilean Rose-hair tarantula. Pretty common in the pet trade. I'm going to talk about two different things since this is Earth Week. Going to talk about some Earth stuff with you. So one of the reasons that this animal is so common is one, breeding, but two, also imports. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Right now, let's just talk about Chilean rosehairs. So these guys come from 3 different countries. Chile, obviously, but also Bolivia and Argentina. These guys can live, females are known to live as long as 20 years. Some can live longer than that. There are perhaps 2 different species. Granamosta portera, or G. rosy, a lot of times, or G. portera. I am horrible at these scientific names, let me tell you. Now, unlike some tarantulas, like the curly hair, these guys come from the desert and shrub regions, so it's warmer, it's drier. They do live in burrows. I've never had one burrow. I do have, it's not showing up in the image, but I do have a place where she can go when she wants to get away. It's not as big as maybe a tunnel that they would have in a wild, but it's there. They are nocturnal, so she's usually up on a shelf, away from actually the light in the room. And like I've said in other videos, generally don't hold my tarantulas. That's just a habit I have gotten into. Diet-wise, these guys basically get crickets. They will also feed on, or could be fed, grasshoppers, crickets, moths, beetles, cockroaches, mealworms, tiny lizards, or mammals. Now, when we talk about mammals, probably nothing really big. Probably baby mice, stuff like that. We're just going to touch base on this next part. They have been bred for keeping of for the pet trade. And one egg sac, believe it or not, one egg sac can produce around 500 babies. So that's pretty cool. These guys are supposed to be docile, relatively docile. Can't stress that enough. They are supposed to be low maintenance, which is true. I think most tarantulas are pretty easy to keep. Like I said, I don't handle my tarantulas a lot, so they're definitely not used to it. But handling them a lot can cause issues. You don't want to drop them. And I don't. They like it warm, so 77 to 86 degrees is pretty good. Now, these guys can fast. And by fasting, I mean they can sometimes go months without eating. At least with these guys. Now, I want to stress that you shouldn't do that, but you also want to be careful that you don't overfeed too much. Let them decide when they're going to not eat. And by that, I mean you should feed them. If the food isn't gone by the next day, remove it. Because, believe it or not, a cricket can decide that it wants to nip at your tarantula, and that could hurt it. Another thing you want to be really careful of, and I wear glasses. I wear a pair of reading glasses anyway, but this is going to lead into defenses. So these guys are going to protect themselves by kicking hairs, and you notice you probably can't see it really well. Now you can. They have hairs, and that abdomen is just covered with hairs. And those hairs can be kicked off using those back feet and put into the air, and they are like little tiny fish hooks. They're barbed, and they can get into your skin, they can get into your eyes, you can breathe them in. You really don't want to do that. So I wear glasses. Sometimes I will even wear actual safety glasses. So these guys, they're not medically dangerous to humans, but they do have venom. And the venom, of course, is delivered via fangs. Remember, I think I've talked about this. Venom is injected, whereas poison is either absorbed into the body or it has to be eaten. She is venomous, mildly venomous. It's probably, you're going to get some swelling maybe, unless you're allergic. I'm not. I've never had an issue with that. She is classified as an exotic animal. And as far as being a first-time pet, Reddy can be a little bit defensive. I don't know how much of that is because she's inside the enclosure or not, but she likes to kick, and I like her to look like a tarantula. I don't like her to look bald, so I try not to hold her. She does have that reddish tinge to her cephalothorax. That is the name of the head area. She has 8 legs, and she has 2 what look like almost antenna attached right in front of the fangs. Those are called pedipalps, and she will use those to help move dirt. She may use those to hold prey, to feel around at night. Males will use those in mating. Of course, Reddy is not a male, she is a female. They can live, I think I've already touched base on it, they can live 20 to 25 years. My last one, Rosie, lived about 15 years. And she was my first. So if you have questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. With that, I will let you go. Bye.